And we are live. What is up, guys? BlackWolf Hellcat here, giving you another day of beautiful streaming. I know, it's been a while. Life comes at you, like I say every time. It's hard out there. You know, working, women, life, fitness, friends, all these things going on. And I love it. I do it for the love of the game. Love of the game. Speaking of love of the game, we're gonna play this game. Let me find it. Love the game. Oh, we already got a like. Thank you. Love the game. We're gonna play this game. How y'all doing today? My name is Bam. How y'all doing? A lot's happened since I started streaming this game. You know, I got a second monitor. Really got my life started in a new place. Kind of like showing up on a continent called Morrowind. Continent, country, island called Vardenfell. It's not all of Morrowind. You know, they did Cyrodiil. They did Skyrim. Added Soul. I guess Skyrim's the technically Daggerfall. That doesn't count because it's a whole different fucking deal. In my opinion, will they go bigger? What if you don't want them to go bigger? Like, Starfield was bigger. Okay, we've received the word from Vivek. Sunder. Keening. Wraithguard. How do I get Wraithguard? Do I have... What is Wraithguard? Is it... It's a glove. What am I sacrificing to not have? So my shield 10 points. What's the other one? My fortify agility. So I get shield 10, reflect 20, resist blight, disease, shock, fire, frost magic, and poison. Sick. Look at me now. Look at me now. Oh. I got a Wraithguard. Look at me now. Look at me now. Hey. Fashion, no, but. Alright, so I know some of these are from Vivek's perspective, some are from the others. Who's this by? This one's by Vivek. It's his plan to defeat Dagoth Ur. We're going to be reading. This is a reading stream. This stream might not be too long. I have things to do, places to be, people to see, food to eat. But there's a chance this isn't the only stream today. And I say a short stream is better than no stream at all. Now, it's been 4 minutes. Let's get on with it. For the past 20 years, the Tribunal have tried unsuccessfully to execute this plan. However, we failed because we were required to stage an assault and simultaneously maintain the Ghost Fence to prevent the threatened large-scale breakout of Dagoth Ur's blighted hosts. That's why that fence is there. With the Nerevarine leading the assault and the Tribunal free to devote their full energies to maintaining the Ghost Fence, this plan has a greater chance of success. Unfortunately, however, the loss of the artifacts Sunder and Keening and the recent increase in Dagoth Ur's strength poses new problems for the execution of the plan. Therefore, our proposed plan has following 5 phases. Aggressive raids to scout inside the fence. Raids to deneutralize Dagoth Ur's Ash Vampire kin. Cover the artifacts. Assault Viminal. Assault Odrasal. And Assault Citadel Dagoth. All right, let's start. Let me get something pulled up here. I am not using the wiki very much. Okay? Sometimes I use it to keep track. Usually I go by the journal. All right? Sometimes it's good to look about a character, though, things like that. I'm looking at it right now. And to be honest, UESP is one of the best game wikis I've been to. I like the look, the color scheme, very well organized, very well explained. I know some more obscure articles aren't as good. They even have like links to download the first couple games. Like it's good. I mean, tabletop game. I bet those aren't as well filled out, but like still, very, very good wiki. Anyways. Let me get the chat pulled up now. Since I'm a streamer, streamer's gotta look at his chat. Dubbed in the chat. Raids inside the ghost fence. The tribunal ordinators and buoyant armigers are familiar with the terrain and will provide maps and current intelligence reports. The region inside the ghost fence is dangerous, and the Neverine will need to be familiar with its particular challenges. After measuring skills and resources against Dagothur's defenses, the Neverine will know better how to pace a campaign, alternating raids with improving skills, getting better equipment, and stockpiling resources. Okay, so talk to the buoyant armiger, right? Either way, I'll go to the ghost gate. Step 2. Wish I should take all these. Raids upon ash vampire citadels. His kin have become markedly more powerful in recent decades after remaining stable for thousands of years. They can be individually isolated and destroyed. They will not be able to support Dagothur in later stages of the war. May also be a dramatic increase in their power comes from items enchanted by Dagothur. Salvage of such items might contribute to our resources. This isn't a war. This is just me doing everything for them. We're maintaining the fence. Assault on Viminal. Okay, get Sumner. Sunder is the most important step. Go ahead and just get Sunder. Sunder and Keening. That's the key. That's the key. Dagoth Vimin has Sunder. Also have access to notebooks and journals of Kagranak that have survived the Dwemer workshops. Assault Odrasol. Dagoth Odros has possessions of Keening and probably seeks... They call them vampires. Are they like legit vampires like in the rest of the series? Or is this Ash vampire like just a Dagoth slave kind of thing? I don't know. More of Kagranak's things. Get Keening. Phase 5 Assault. Previous stages for the stage. Okay. Personally oppose the approach. The other tribune cannot defeat him, and he has grown stronger since then. Maintain the ghost fence. Slow pace, deliberate. This is telling me I could take my time, go do other things if it gets difficult. I get what they're trying to say. Okay, how to employ the tools. It's like I hit one of them one time and then I hit it a few times with the other I think I remember they said the heart of Lorcan. Lorcan is shore from Skyrim, right? Yeah, same. Yeah. Heart is also the source of Tribunal's divine powers. They hid the heart between Red Mountain. So if I destroy the heart, will it also destroy the Tribunal? In other words, gods hid the heart under Red Mountain. They discovered the heart while building their colonies. Kagrenak created enchanted tools intended to tap the power of the heart. The war was fought to prevent this. The use of the tools and the disappearance of the race marked the end of the war. Kagrenak's tools were recovered by Lord Nerevar and Dagoth-Ur. Dagoth-Ur was left to guard the tools while Nerevar came to consult with us, his advisors. In Nerevar's absence, Dagoth-Ur experimented with tools upon the heart and was corrupted. Probably shouldn't mess with the heart, is what this is saying. Don't do it. Deranged Dagoth-Ur left the Red Mountain, discovered their secrets, assault the Sill, the third of the Tribunal. I guess not third, they're all one of them. Used the tools to establish a connection with the heart, transform our mortal natures, thus we became the Tribunal. Survived attacks. So they're both immortal. All four of them are immortal beings. And I'm the reincarnation of their former fifth member. The risk of destroying the Tribunal. Okay, that's what I said. Permanently disrupt Kagrenak's enchantments upon the heart. Oh, so you're not destroying the heart as much as destroying what Kagrenak did? Mortal Kagrenak may be destroyed by mundane means. Loss of godhood and the possible death of the Tribunal are judged a necessary risk and sacrifice. The normal procedure for establishing connection with the heart is a 3-step process. Wraithguard, which I have, strike the heart, causing the heart to produce a pure tone. Okay, Sunder, and then Wraithguard strikes heart with the blade of keening. Then I will become immortal and divine. Everyone will not be taught the secret rituals required to perform the 3rd step. Instead, then everyone will strike the heart with keening for a 2nd time. So keening Sunder, then keening again, causing its tones to diverge into unstable patterns of interference. Further repeated strikes will further disrupt the tones, with the ultimate result of shattering and dispelling Kagrenak's original enchantments, binding the heart, thereby severing the heart's links with Dagoth-Ur and with any surviving heart whites, with the Tribunal destroying Kagrenak's enchantments on the heart will also stop corrupt effusion, the heart's divine power, and the blight on Morrowind. May be tempted to steal the power of the heart. Dagoth-Ur and Sothasil alone know the secret. Dagoth-Ur may in extremity propose to teach Nerevarine how to use Kagrenak's tools to become a god. We doubt that the Nerevarine is fool enough to trust Dagoth-Ur and are content to take the risk. Be warned. Hello, Tommy the Generalist. How you doing? The Nerevarine cannot safely equip either King or Sunder unless wearing Wraithguard. The Nerevarine will be injured in every moment while holding either of these artifacts unless protected by Wraithguard. Persistence will be rewarded with death. You can equip an item while not wearing Wraithguard and receive no injury. The item is a counterfeit. Last note, Dagoth-Ur must not get hold of Wraithguard. To capture him. Is me intervention. Element of surprise. He will not expect you to destroy Kagrenak's enchantments on the heart. Not know it is possible, would not do it himself, and knows he have never tried it. He will not believe anyone would want to sacrifice promise of such power. Further advancement in House Dagoth, as in all great houses, is by challenge and confrontation within the hierarchy. The Nerevarine challenges and defeats ash vampires in battles with the 6th house will be viewed in that light. Dagoth-Ur and his kin may assume the Nerevarine ambition is to control the heart. Given the assumption, it is only reasonable that the Nerevarine would try to defeat Dagoth-Ur's subordinates in turn, working up to Dagoth-Ur. Neverine can defeat Dagoth Ur and control the heart, so much the better. But logically, Neverine would wish rise as high in the hierarchy as possible before cutting a deal with the head of house. To recruit Neverine to the house, it may be possible to tend to join him, betray him, however, attempt to deceive him will be very risky. Tradition of subterfuge, and because he is a deceiver, will expect deception. Closing remarks. Place no compulsion upon Neverine to adhere to the plans described here. We believe that they offer the best chance of destroying Dagoth Ur, but we have also chosen to place our trust in the Neverine's judgment and skill. Frankly, we see no alternative. If there are doubts or questions, speak with Vivek. He has agreed to serve as Neverine's guide and counselor for this campaign. It may be that if Neverine succeeds, the tribunal will not survive. Such sentiments as might have been expressed to the tribunal should, in that case, be addressed to the land and people of Morrowind. May the happy convergence of fortune and prayer meet in our destiny. On behalf of Lady Almalexia and Lord Sothasil, Vivek. Alright. A few more. Battle of Red Mountains, Rise and Fall of the Tribunal, according to Vivek. Dissident Priest. Ooh. Tell you what I'll do. I'll read these as they happen. All seem very good, very good. I will remember to read them, I swear. But I think we should mix in some things going on for the sake of the audience, huh? I know to go to the Ghost Fens, which is right there, Ghost Gate. Let's just fly north for a little bit. Ghost Gate. Remember to read the notes. I will remember. Ghost Gate is by Eldrune. Can we go to Eldrune? Sick. Okay. This way. There's a tranquility to it, really. Alright, we gotta talk to the buoyant armigers. This armiger is so buoyant. This is it. Tower of Dawn. Come install. Yes, I am champion of the temple in the war against Dagoth Ur and the 6th house. Let's see. What the buoyant armatures are? Yes, yes, yes. Are you a buoyant armature? Down into the crater.
What is this regarding, Redguard?
You looking at Redguard? Are you? Oh, training. Oh. Buoyant armatures, yes. Okay, so they're champions slash knights errants. Of the temple now, dusk and dawn. I'll find them. Wolf. That's me. What a piece of luck. I'm an old Legion veteran. As old as the poor old Emperor. Bless his soul. And then this, I'd take it kindly if you'd carry this old lucky coin with you. Somebody going places I can't go anymore. Shaper of history, an engine of destiny. For emperor and empire, as we say in the legions, go with Kinnereth. The emperor is getting old, don't know how much longer he'll hang on. So is the whole empire, for that matter. Getting old, that is. The emperor and the legions have held the empire together for hundreds of years. It's been a good thing by and large, but maybe it's time for a change. Time for something young and new. What, no idea? Because I'm old? Old dog doesn't get new ideas. But maybe young folks like you should try some new ideas. I don't know, could be messy, but change is never pretty.
Do you want something from me?
You look like a, yeah, that's a buoyant armature right there. You're very buoyant looking. Okay, I got go in the ghost fence. Old intelligence. No one ventured far inside for years. I mean, I was in there over it, hovering a couple times. I mean, the bad guys were a little stronger than normal. I don't know. The map shows the locations and citadels of various ash vampires. Six-health creatures have become more numerous and powerful. The most powerful can conjure powerful Daedra, as can I. Until recently, we've been able to clear routes and keep them clean with raids, but no longer. There are no safe refuges or services inside the fence. You must return here to rest and heal. Thank you, my friend. Okay. What the? That's the map? Okay, the ghost kid. That's your map? Fucking. Oh my Jesus fucking Christ. Okay. Well, first we got. God damn it. I've gained a new power, Luck of the Emperor. Huh? What? That's awesome. I'll do that before the battle. Thank you, old man. Members only. Really? Thank you, Amaja. So many spells I've learned. Nope. Alright. Can't do that one. Never happened.
Can we hurry this up?
Leave.
How can I be of service to you? Do you seek training?
I see. Do you have training? Oh shit. be an athlete. Nice. Who are you in all glass and Daedric?
Matsera.
God damn. Alright. I think I go down or whatever. I just back the way I came, I suppose. Don't close it behind me. Oh, here we go. The first of many. May not be a damn cliff racer. Ooh, let's wait till we're inside to read more things. 2 copies of the plan. Cannot read during battle. Son of a bitch! Alright, fine. Traveling pants. There you are, you bastard. You bastard. Okay. I want Sunder. Where is Sunder? Might contribute. Okay, let's get past this. Viminal, which is... No, not Viminal. I need map. What a great map. Northwest. This way. They even got rats here. And cliff races that watch the roads. Better not drain my fucking strength. This is northwest, right? Oh hell no, you got the orifice. Is this it? Get away from me. Looks like that might be it. That's good I resisted the magic. Hunger. I'm kind of hungry. Lame corpus. The door. I must find the door. I am of no fatigue. Induce all. Fuck. Fuck. Hey, you. Hey, buddy. Oh, shit. This one's beefy. Oh. Dangerous hot. I just want to see where Induce all lies. Bitch ass Daedroth. Nervar, quick, get to the Goon Cave. I'm almost to that guy. Getting close to the main quest. Still enemies nearby, son of a bitch. Oh, that's why. Jesus Christ. Oh. House amulet. Still enemies nearby. Let's use some healing. Failed at casting. Been a while since that's happened. Remember when I used to fail all the time? Am I slower from stat debuffs or am I slower? Oh, I don't have my boots on. I still walk pretty fast now though, because I got max speed. I gotta repair my armor, it seems. I'm running low on repair hammers. Come on. That's it. Shit, alright. Helmet's good. Nervar, quick. What? There we go. I got the boots now. Alright, we are in Endusol. Is that essential to the plan? I don't know, but this place doesn't seem too big, so I'm just gonna go anyways. Oh, I think that's the boss. What a unit. Sumerian Giga Chad. Dagoth Endus. Amulet of Heart Run. What amulet do I have? Urslaku, resist paralysis 10% or fortify. Let's cast one though. I'll take it. Well, that was the dungeon. What's he got here? Broadsword. Oh, they make ingredients for sure. Lots of loot. Kagranak's journal. Sure. Silence. Just got low level of chemical. Cool. Ghoul heart. I think I've read all these. That was it? Is that all you can conjure, Dagoth? Fuck you! Oh, Vimina. Oh, it's on the map. That's nice. You and my dad used to run North Jersey. That's nice. What a bleak ending. I don't know if I'd have found it if it wasn't on the map. TBH. Get over here, you. The Great Craters. Damn cliff races. Fuck off! I hate these creatures. Outer fortress. Uh-oh, that implies that it's big. No friendly faces to be found. That 7 gold's essential for the project. Bonk, 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 bonk. You have an advanced nose. Dagoth and Elor? Oh, we had a name. Something's breathing around here. Ebony arrows. I don't do that sort of thing. There, that's what was fucking mouth breathing around the corner. How close am I to leveling? Oh, my strength was sapped. Great. Don't you love it? Personality, you've got personality. Give me some books I don't know. Potion of detect creatures. Oh! Oh, that looks like a Sumerian Giga Chad down there. Ah! Oh, you a bitch. You die like bitch. You have hammer sunder, you can't even use it. Heart heal. A lot of amulets. A lot of amulets. They're good amulets, I'll give them that. Alright, cool. That's one bit of it for sure. Come on, we're just like private fucking quarters or some shit. Where the good shit at? Bone Man. A classic skeleton. He's got an enchanted shield. This is no ordinary skeleton. Beldo the Undying. Bloodfeet. An enchanted shield that absorbs. How nice. How nice indeed. These guys are tanky. Oh, no you don't. Keeping an eye on those stats. Oh, oh. Daedric Mace. So cool as hell. Daedric stuff looks cool as hell. No, I pretty much got it. That's Sunder, baby. Early Morrowind stream. What do you mean? It's like super late there. I had some time. Thought I'd fit it in since it's been a while. Oh. I got the hammer, Keening. Now I gotta find the sword, Sunder. Which actually, would you care to share your thoughts on Kingdom of Heaven to the audience? Orlando Bloom doesn't have what it takes to be the lead man in a movie like that. I said it. The emotional delivery is not there. He does one thing. He's a good Legolas. Pretty good Will Turner. He's good in that other thing he's in. But carrying it on his own, not there. His parts were the least good parts. Jeremy Irons, Edward Norton, all the other actors and actresses, much better job. That's the biggest part. Also, Mary Sue. Give me a second. Mary Sue. Oh my goodness. He's based off a real guy, but I looked it up. The real guy wasn't a blacksmith that was just randomly pulled to the Crusades. It's weird. Like at the start of the movie, he's like, it's implied that like, you know, he hasn't gotten around much, doesn't know much about the outside world, just some blacksmith. He's like, what are those? And they're like, oh, it's Muslims. Like when they're on the island. So like, it's like he's never even met a Muslim before, like all this other stuff, right? And then like, it doesn't seem like, I don't know how much time passes, but clearly not that much longer later, he's like commanding armies. He's got the fucking medieval little, what do you even call them? Measuring devices out. He's fucking doing siege engineering. Like what is this? He's like, nobody had thought to dig a well here before. Then, like you said, the next scene, the land's all lush and green because he did it, because he's that cool of a guy. Not even Rey Skywalker fucking did it that quickly. Anyways, I was going to read more of the notes I promised the chat. They were long, so I got a bunch of notes from Vivek. And Erevar at Red Mountain. Which one's this from? I want to read the Red Mountain one that's written from Vivek's perspective first. Maybe Orlando Bloom's that good. I don't know. His dad taught him in the woods how to hold a sword one time. That's how he fucking just jumping into sieges like goddamn Aragorn at Helm's Deep. Or I guess Legolas more like, because, you know, Orlando Bloom. Anyways, there were 4 very long notes from Vivek. I read one at the start, and I was like, this is too long. So I'm going to read them throughout the stream. Strap in. So there's two versions of the accounts of what happened at Red Mountain. One from Lord Vivek himself, which I shall read first, and then some point later I'll read the one from the dissident priests. The following is a transcript of the words of Lord Vivek addressed to a dissident priest, Melor Romain, who confronted Vivek with Ashlander traditions surrounding the Battle of Red Mountain and with prophecies of Nerevrine, and to unnamed magistrates and the Inquisition who joined Vivek in interrogating the dissident priests. Okay. And then I go on, because about this movie, so many people. The reason I don't watch that many movies. If you look at my letterbox, like I'm the things I do for fun and the things I do in my life. Movies don't fit in as much. I watch a movie, like 1 or 2 movies a month probably. So when I want to watch one, I want it to be something that interests me in some way. So I do a little research, and people are like, "Oh, Kingdom of Heaven is so awesome." And then you watch it, and it's just that. And it's not a horrible movie. Like, it's really cool. Like, that siege at the end, that's a cool fucking... That is one of the coolest battles in a movie I've seen. There's some cool part. The costumes, the drip that the Masked King had. The Saladin drip where he had the gold chainmail. Cool costume. That part's awesome, right? They use heraldry very well, all the flags and stuff. The Crusades is a setting, all good. But the plot and the main character are so bad. And everybody's like, this movie's one of the best ones. You should watch this one if you like history and this, that, at all. And then I watch it, and then I look up things because I'm confused. I'm like, did we watch the same movie? And they're like, actually, if you don't watch the director's cut that's an hour longer, you essentially didn't watch the movie. And then at that point, I'm just like, all right, fuck you, buddy. And adding an hour of extra scenes is not going to change the overall plot. It might fill in some things that baffle me a bit, but it's not going to fix it that much. Baldwin. That was his name, Baldwin. The Baldwin or the... I get mogged by a leper. Anyways. Who can clearly recall the events of the distant past? But you have asked me to tell you, in my own words, this is from Vivek, the events surrounding the battle at Red Mountain, the birth of the tribunal, and the prophecies of a Nerevar reborn. Here is what I can tell you. When the Chimer first abandoned the herds and tents of their nomadic ancestors and built this... Those are the original elves, by the way, for those who are uninitiated, and built the first great houses, we loved the Daedra and worshipped them as gods. But our brethren, the Dwemer, scorned the Daedra and mocked our foolish rituals, and preferred to instead their gods of reason and logic. So the Chimer and Dwemer were always at bitter war until the Nords came and invaded Resdain. Only then did the Chimer and Dwemer put away their strife and join together to cast out the invaders. Once the Nords were driven out, General Nerevar of the Chimer and General Dumak of the Dwemer, Nerevar is who we're reincarnated from, who had come to love and respect one another, resolved to make peace between their peoples. In that time, I was but a junior counselor to Nerevar, and Nerevar's queen, Almalexia, and his other favorite counselor, Sotha Sil, always doubted that such a peace might long survive, given the bitter disputes between Chimer and Dwemer. But by negotiation and compromise, Nerevar and Dumak somehow managed to preserve a fragile peace. Let's see, extra hour. Why would Daedra be scorned? They're proven real beings. Well, the Daedra are out there, but most scorn the Daedra because there's Aedra and Daedra, which is a distinction. Aedra are less present in the world, but they're seen as like the good gods, I guess, whereas Daedra are these dark princes. Great degrees of dastardliness. And there are people who might say the same thing about real life, There's so much evidence of God's creation, yet you scorn him in favor of your logic and machines. Why would the Daedra... Extra hour. There is an extra hour in the director's cut. And to be honest, I'm probably not going to watch it. Is it better than the movie I watched? Maybe. Probably, judging by what people say online. But again, what did I say earlier? I watch like a movie or two a month. Not going to make another one, that movie. If someone else is already watching it and like, hey, want to come over, that might be one thing. Anyways, where were we? Freaking Kingdom of Heaven interspersed between reading Morrowind lore. I'm at the final parts, I believe, of the main quest where I'm gathering artifacts in the Red Mountain, the blighted realm of the Sixth House, to go fight Dagoth and sever his connection to Lorcan, so that he no longer has godhood, but might also destroy the tribunal, and then killing him, I presume. Kingdom of Heaven. I mean, it's a cool movie. I just perplexed. Yeah. Anyways. But when Dagoth Lord of House Dagoth, entrusted as so this is the main villain, main antagonist. Dagoth Lord of House Dagoth, entrusted as a friend by both Nerevar, our predecessor, and the Dwemer, brought us proof that the High Engineer Kagranak of the Dwemer had discovered the heart of Lorcan, which is what we're going to try to not destroy, but hit with magic tools to sever the connection between them and the people of the world. Anyway, heart of Lorcan, and that he had learned how to tap its powers and was building a new god, a mockery of Chimer faith, and a fearsome weapon. We all urged Nerevar to make war on the dwarves and to destroy this threat to Chimer beliefs and security. Nerevar was troubled. He went to Dumak and asked if what Dagoth said was true. But Kagranak took great offense and asked whom Nerevar thought he was, that he might presume to judge the affairs of the Dwemer. Nerevar was further troubled and made pilgrimage to Holomayan, the sacred temple of Azura. If you remember a previous stream, we went there to meet the dissonant priests. And Azura confirmed that all that Dagoth said was indeed true, and that the creation of a new god of the Dwemer should be prevented at all costs. Azura is one of the Daedra, and kind of the patron, viewed as the great patron god of the Dark Elf people. But this was before they were Dark Elves? Or maybe they used the term indiscriminately. Chimer is like a predecessor to all the elves, I think. Whereas Dunmer are the modern Dark Elves. When Nerevar came back and told us that the goddess had said, we felt our judgments confirmed, and again counseled him to war, chiding Nerevar for his naive trust and friendship, and reminding Nerevar of his duty to protect the faith and security of the Chimer against the impiety and dangerous ambitions of the Dwemer. Surprised how much playtime is in this game. This game is long. It's a Bethesda game, right? If you're going through this stuff. All the freaking guilds and side track. I guess Elder Scrolls. Fallout games aren't as long, typically. They're still pretty long, though. I mean, if you're trying to do, like, all the side stuff in 3 and 4. Anyway. Then Nerevar went back to Vardenfell one last time, hoping that negotiations and compromise might once again preserve the peace. But this time, the friends Nerevar and Dumak quarreled bitterly, and as a result, the Chimer and Dwemer went to war. The Dwemer were well defended by their fortresses at Red Mountain, but Nerevar's cunning drew most of Dumak's armies out into the field and pinned them there, while Nerevar, Dagoth and a small group of companions could make their way into the Heart Chamber by secret means. There, Nerevar and the Chimer King met Dumak, the Dwarf King. They both collapsed from grievous wounds and draining magics. With Dumak fallen, threatened by Dagoth and others, Kagranak turned his tools upon the heart. And Nerevar said he saw Kagranak and all his Dwemer companions at once disappear from the world. In that instant, Dwemer everywhere disappeared without a trace, but Kagranak's tools remained, and Dagoth seized them, and he carried them to Nerevar, saying, "That fool Kagranak has destroyed his own people with these things. We should destroy them right away, lest they fall into the wrong hands." But Nerevar was resolved to confer with his queen and his generals, who had foreseen that this war would come, and whose counsel he would not ignore again. "I will ask the tribunal what we shall do with them, for they had had wisdom in the past that I had not. Stay here, loyal Dagoth until I return." So Nerevar told Dagoth to protect the tools, the heart chamber, until he returned. Then Nerevar was carried to us where we waited on the slopes of Red Mountain, and he told us all that had transpired under Red Mountain. What Nerevar had said was that the Dwemer had used special tools to turn their people into immortals, that the heart of Lorcan held wondrous powers. Only later did we hear from the other present Dagoth had thought the Dwemer destroyed, not made immortal, and no one knows for sure what really happened there. After hearing Nerevar, we gave our counsel as he requested, proposing we should preserve the tools and trust for the welfare of the Chimer people. And who knows, perhaps the Dwemer are not gone forever, but merely transported to some distant realm, from which they may someday return to threaten our security once again. Therefore, we need to keep these tools, to study them and their principles, so that we may be safe in future generations. And though Nerevar voiced his grave misgivings, he was willing to be ruled by our council, under one condition, that we altogether should swear a solemn oath upon Azura that the tools would never be used in the profane manner that the Dwemer had intended. We all readily agreed, and swore solemn oaths at Nerevar's dictation. So then when we went to Nerevar back into Red Mountain and met with Dagoth refused to deliver the tools to us, saying they were dangerous, and we could not touch them. Dagoth seemed to be irrational, insisting that only he could be trusted with these tools, and then we guessed that he had somehow been affected by his handling of the tools, but now I feel sure they had privately learned the powers of the tools, and had in some confused way decided he must have them for himself. Then Nerevar and our god resorted to force to secure the tools. Somehow Dagoth and his retainers escaped, but we gained the tools and delivered them to Sothasil for study and safekeeping. For some years we kept oaths and we swore to Azura with Nerevar, but during that time in secret Sothasil must have studied the tools and divined their mysteries. And at last he came to us with a vision of a new world of peace, with justice and honor for nobles, and health and prosperity for the commoners, with the tribunal as immortal patrons and guides. And dedicating ourselves to this vision of a better world, we made a pilgrimage to Red Mountain and transform ourselves with the power of Kagranak's tools. They did the thing he said not to. And no sooner than we had completed our rituals and begun to realize our newfound powers, the Daedra Lord Azura appeared and cursed us for forsworn oaths. By her powers of prophecy, she assured us that her champion Nerevar, true to his oath, would return to punish us for our perfidy, and to make sure such profane knowledge might never again be used to mock and defy the will of the gods. But Sothasil said to her, "The old gods are cruel and arbitrary, and distant from the hopes and fears of Mer." Mer means elf. "Your age is past. We are the new gods, born of the flesh, and wise and caring of the needs of our people. Spare us your threats and chiding, inconstant spirit. We are bold and fresh, and we will not fear you." And then, in that moment, all Chimer were changed into Dunmer, and our skins turned ashen, and our eyes into fire. Is this just like in the Book of Mormon when like the Native Americans turn their back on God, so he makes their skin dark? That'd be a funny inspiration. This one that kind of reminds me. Anyway, sorry. Of course, we only knew at that time that this had happened to us, but Azura said, "This is not my act, but your act. You have chosen your fate, and the fate of your people, and all the Dunmer shall share your fate from now on to the end of time. You think yourselves gods, but you are blind, and all is darkness." And Azura left us alone, in darkness, and we were all afraid, but we put on brave faces, and went forth from Red Mountain to build the new world of our dreams. And the new world we shaped was glorious and generous, and the worship of the Dunmer fervent and graceful. The Dunmer were at first afraid of their new faces, but Sothasil spoke to them, saying that it was not a curse but a blessing, a sign of their changed natures, and sign of the special favor they might enjoy as new Mer. No longer barbarians trembling before the ghosts and spirits, but civilized Mer, speaking directly to their immortal friends and patrons, the three faces of the tribunal. And we were all inspired by Sothasil's speech and vision, and took heart. And over time, we crafted the customs and institutions of a just and honorable society. And the land of Resdain knew millennia of peace, equity, and prosperity, unknown to other savage races. Cursed people of Nephil with their play. That's a crazy, the Nephi. I've worked with a lot of Mormons, and it's funny to hear their reactions on the Mark of Cain. Anyway, but beneath the Red Mountain, Dagoth had survived, and even as the light of our bold new world shined ever more brightly beneath Red Mountain, the darkness gathered, a darkness that was close kin to the bright light that Sothasil coaxed from the heart of Lorcan with the tools of Kagranak. As the darkness grew, we fought it, and crafted walls to confine it. But we never could destroy it, for the source of the darkness was the same source as the source of our own divine inspiration. And in these latter days of Morrowind, reduced to a subjugated province of the Western Empire, as the glory of the temple fades and the dark tide rises from Red Mountain, we are reminded of Azura and her promised champion's return. We have waited blind and in darkness, mere shadows, drained of our ardent vision, in shame of our folly, in fear of our judgment, and in hope of our deliverance. We do not know if the outlander claiming to fulfill the prophecies of the Nerevarine is our old companion Nerevar Reborn, or a pawn of the Emperor, or a cat's paw of Azura, or some simple twist of fate. But we insist you adhere to temple doctrine, and conform to the strictures dividing the hieroglypha from the apocrypha. I can't with these words. And that you not speak that which must not be spoken openly. Act as dutiful priests should, in accordance with your vows of obedience to the canons and archcanons, and all will be forgiven. Defy me, and you will know what it is to stand against a god. Vivek. Ugh. Vivek's account says they did it for good. That's why they wanted to become gods. That's why Nerevar died. This was really long to read on a whole stream, so I'm going to go further into these dungeons, and as I get to another one and feel like it, I'm going to read the other account of the Battles of the Red Mountain. Give me some time to think on it. I got heartburn. Okay. Anyways. Into Veminal. Or out of Veminal, I mean. We got Sunder. Also, I hate that noise, so I'm going back inside while I read what to do next. I also need to read about Dagoth Ur's plan. Probably do that last. Okay. Alt tab. Okay, we got Veminal to neutralize Dagoth Vemin and recover the artifact Sunder. So I know Gate Citadel Odrasol to neutralize Dagoth Odros and recover Keening, the blade, which we will also strike the heart of Lorcan with. Lorcan is like kind of an earlier form of the gods that created the world. Lorcan's bones, Shor's bones. You'll hear people talk about it in Skyrim. Go on the map again. Odrasol. This is their great map of Red Mountains. Awful. Southeast. Is it on the map? It is. Okay. I guess that is southeast. The loudest wind known to man. I guess wind in real life is annoying and loud. Charm's Breath. Have I been here before? I've been here before. Yeah. I was doing Telvanni stuff. So there's no enemies. Yeah. A maze of this accursed land. I got some insane drip now. Avast! Damn birds. I wish once you were like a high enough level or you could like get an item to get the birds to stop chasing you, because they're just annoying. Like early in the game they can make traveling kind of difficult and you gotta plan around them. But after a certain point, it's just annoying. Like I'm one-shotting all of them. It's just so disruptive. Well, this is the nice part of Red Mountain. No wind, no. God damn it. And they have the fucking gnarliest hitbox known to man. Oh god. And I'm paralyzed by the hunger beast. God damn it. This guy is so weak though that it's not really doing much with my current equipment. Oh. I should save. Zucchini. Gotta remember to save. This game don't auto-save. At least not much, so you best not forget. Is that it up there? Okay. I need to go up and around. Or I could just fly. Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. That'll do. Bone walkers who sap my strength. It's a corpus, but either way. Alright, this has to be it. Now we gotta find the door. I knew I smelled something. Odrasol, Dwemer Training Academy. Alright, keep your wits about you. Another spell, please. My max magic is these separate doors. Dwarven spears, halberds, axes, swords, claymore, cuirass. If that was a heavy armor, guys, would be cool. But not in this game. 25 Dwemer coins. Let's go. Dead Dreamer. Have I been here before? Why is everything dead? Oh. Golden Saint. Daedra taking over? Cursed Golden Saint with your Imperial Shield and your glass poison sword. That does pretty good damage, actually. Long blade, one-handed. I'll take that. You never know when something like that's going to come in handy. Go to the tower. Oh, there he is. At least this one has a bodyguard. Unlike the other Sumerian Giga Chads. He's even got the Giga Chad meme color palette. Very, very strange. Amulet of Heart Fire. That's pretty good. I feel like since it's called Dead Dreamer, it's meant to be like that. Left and up. Right? Oh. Here, I'm sorry. It was hard for me to see that ladder. It's very bright in this room. We can actually close some blinds here. There we go. Now I can actually see dark. What's holding back over the centuries? Scrolls now. It does progress, actually. Slowly but surely. I think in some parts of Hammerfell, they have cannons. Recently, and like the most recent stuff from that Redguard game. Here it is, Keening. Now, the dwarves like went way ahead technologically from the rest of the civilizations, but they disappeared when they tried to create their own god, so they've got all this like steam-based stuff that's steampunky looking things that are in ruins. But things are being invented. Crossbows and Keening. Short blade, that's kind of lame, but alright. I prefer long blade. Cool. But he die again? Poor guy. That's the deadest dude I see. I see him die twice. Well, that was Odrasol. That's this is shorter than I thought it would be. Kelby was acting like, oh, the game, or sorry, BlackWolf Ranch was acting like, oh, the game's just starting. You gotta do all the little chores. But I think after this, I can just go straight to Dagoth, right? He acts like some of these things are more tedious than they are. I'm like going through cool dungeons. There are some cannons, yes. I think. Yeah. Let me find an article. UESP is the best wiki. What are they? In the Iliac Bay, there are ship cannons. So, I guess to say that would be the most like normal technologically. So there's like more magically advanced areas and more technologically advanced areas. This would be something to go into later, but in the Iliac Bay area, which is Daggerfall, which are the Bretons, and Hammerfell, the Redguards, that sea between them, people use cannons. They've developed gunpowder to some extent. I don't know if it's magic based or whatever, but anyways. No, not the plan to defeat Dagoth. Or I mean, yeah, it is the plan. Getting sidetracked. Okay, so I have Odrasol. Fifth step, assault on Citadel Dagoth with the artifacts Wraithguard, Sunder, and Keening. I have all these. Sever Dagoth's connection to the heart of Lorkhan and thus destroy Dagoth. Okay, so phase 5, assault Citadel Dagoth. All the previous stages, preparations for this stage. Cool. Tells me, I read this earlier. Essentially, I have to hit the heart of Lorkhan in a certain order, but it'll probably be defended by Dagoth himself. I'm going to look at the events of Red Mountain. I know I just recently did the reading, but I'm going to read the other side of the account. I believe is this one. It's long again. Following is from the Apocrypha, the Hidden Writings, and the Tribunal Temple. Scholarly retelling of a tradition transmitted through the Ashlanders concerning the Battle of the Red Mountain. The telling of Alandro Sul, shield companion of Nerevar, came to live among the Ashlanders. Many variant treatments of the story. It's like a secondary source on what happened according to some of the people that were there that may differ from how the tribunal sees it. Anyways. Resdane, present-day So this is what happened at the Battle of Red Mountain, retold. Resdane, present-day Morrowind, was contested ground between two very different types of Mer. The Chimer, who worshipped Daedra, and the Dwemer, who worshipped a profane and secret power. These two people warred with each other constantly until their lands were invaded by a young, vibrant, and violent alien culture, the Nords. Two heroes, and we will learn more about the Nords as they are depicted in Morrowind. After I beat the main quest, one of the expansions is on the island of Solstheim, which is between Morrowind and Skyrim, and has both Nords and Dunmer inhabiting the island. It'll be very interesting from what I hear. Two heroes, one from the Chimer and one from the Dwemer, Indoril Nerevar and Dumak Dwarf Orc, made peace between their people and together ousted the alien invaders. Then these two heroes worked long and hard to maintain that peace thereafter. Khmer made their peace thereafter. Though their counselors thought it could last, or worse, that it shouldn't. Nerevar's queen and his generals, Almalexia, Thothasil, Vivek, told him to claim all Resdane for his own, but Nerevar would not listen, for he remembered his friendship with Dumak. There would be only peace. In some ways, is Dagoth's plan that different from that of Pol Pot? I don't know, I guess we'll read it later. Until Dagoth arrived, House Dagoth had discovered the source of the profane and secret power of the Dwemer, the legendary heart of Lorcan, which Dumak's people had used to make themselves immortal and beyond the measure of the gods. In fact, one of their high priests, Kagranak, was building a new god so that the Dwemer could claim Resdane for their own. The tribunal urged Nerevar again to make war on the dwarves. Nerevar was troubled. He went to Dumak, his friend of old, and asked if what Dagoth said was true. But Kagranak and the new high priests of the Dwemer had kept their new god secret from their king. And Dumak said the Dwemer were innocent of any wrongdoing. Nerevar was troubled again and made pilgrimage to Holamayan, the sacred temple of Azura, who confirmed that all that Dagoth said was indeed true, and that the new god of the Dwemer should be destroyed for the safety of not only Resdane, but for the whole world. When Nerevar went back to told his tribunal what the goddess had said, his queen and generals felt themselves proved aright, and again counseled him to war. There were reasons that the Dwemer and Chimer had hated each other forever. Finally, Nerevar, angered that his friend Dumak would lie to him, went back to Vardenfell. This time, the Chimer king was arrayed in arms and armor and had his hosts around him, and he spoke harshly to Dumak Dwarfork, king of Red Mountain. You must give up your worship of the heart of Lorcan, or I shall forget our friendship and the deeds that were accomplished in its name. And Dumak, who still knew nothing of Kagranak's new god, but proud and protective as ever of his people, said, We shall not scroll a little bit. We shall not relinquish that which has been our way for years beyond reckoning, just as the Chimer will not relinquish their ties to the lords and ladies of Oblivion. And to come at my door in this way, arrayed in arms and armor with your hosts around you, tells me you have already forgotten our friendship. Stand down, my sweet Nerevar, or I swear by the 15 and 1 golden tones, I shall kill you and all your people. And so the Oh, I'm getting texts. One second. Car battery. And so the Chimer and Dwemer went to war. The Dwemer were well defended by their fortresses at Red Mountain, but the bravery and cleverness of Nerevar's queen and generals drew most of Dumak's armies out into the field and kept them there, so that Nerevar and Dagoth could make their way into the Heart Chamber by secret means. There, Nerevar met Dumak and the Dwarf King, and they both fell from grievous wounds. Dagoth slew Kagranak and took the tools the Dwemer used to tap the... Oh, so he slew him, he believes. Power of the heart. He went to his dying lord Nerevar and asked him what to do with these tools, and Nerevar summoned Azura again, and she showed them how to use the tools and separate the power of the heart from the Dwemer people. And on the fields, the tribunal and their armies watched as the Dwemer turned into dust all around them as their stolen immortality was taken away. So Dagoth would be the one. The tribunal Okay, so one paper says the dwarves made themselves disappear, and this one says that the tribunal kind of induced it, in a way. Back in the Red Mountain, Nerevar told Dagoth-Ur to protect the tools, the heart chamber, until he returned. Dagoth-Ur said, "But shouldn't we destroy these tools at once, so that they might never be used for evil again?" But Nerevar was confused by his wounds and his sorrow, for he still loved Dumak and the Dwemer people, and so went to the fields outside of Red Mountain to confer with his queen and his generals, who had foreseen that this war would come, and whose counsel would not ignore again. "I will ask the tribunal what we shall do with them, for they have had wisdom in their past that I had not. Stay here, loyal Dagoth-Ur, until I return." Then Nerevar told his queen and generals all that had transpired under Red Mountain, and how the Dwemer had used special tools to turn their people into immortals, and of the wondrous power of the heart of Lorcan. The tribunal decided that the Chimera should learn how to use this power so that Nerevar might reclaim Resdain and the world for their people. Nerevar did not expect or want this, so he asked his queen and generals to help him summon Azura yet again for her guidance. But the tribunal had become as greedy as Kagranak upon hearing of the power of the heart, and they coveted it. They made ritual as if to summon Azura as Nerevar wanted, but Almalexia used poisoned candles, and Sothasil used poisoned robes, and Vivek used poisoned invocations. Nerevar was murdered by the tribunal nonetheless. That's me. That's my character in a past life. Vivek will have lots to answer for after this. Then Azura came forth anyway, and cursed the tribunal for their foul deeds. She told them that she would use her powers over Dusk and Dawn to make sure Nerevar would come back and make things right again. But the tribunal laughed at her, and said that soon they would be gods themselves, and that the Chimera people would forget their old ways of worship. And Azura knew this would be true, and that it would take a long time before her power might bring Nerevar back. "What you have done here today is foul beyond measure, and you will grow to regret it, for the lives of gods are not what mortals think, and matters that weigh only years to mortals weigh on gods forever." And so that they might know forever their wicked deeds, Azura changed the Chimera into Dunmer, and their skin turned ashen, and their eyes into fire. Let this mark remind you of your true selves, who, like ghouls, fed on the nobility, heroism, and trust of their king. And then the tribunal went into Red Mountain and met with Dagoth-Ur. Dagoth-Ur saw what had been done, for his skin had changed as well, and he tried to avenge the death of Nerevar, but to no avail. He was driven off and thought dead. The tribunal found the tools he had been guarding, and, through study of Kagranak's methods, turned themselves into gods. Thousands of years after this apotheosis, the tribunal are still the gods of Morrowind, and the old ways of worship remembered only by a few, and the murder of Nerevar is known to fewer. But his queen and generals still fear his return, for the words of Azura linger long, and they see the mark of her curse on the people every day. So this casts a more sympathetic light over what Dagoth-Ur wants to do. Now, or what Dagoth-Ur has done. Now, turning people into zombies that have homunculi growing out of their faces and wanting to use that to form an army to, like, kill every foreigner on the lands of Morrowind seems like a bit of an overreaction. And a bit of a misdirection of what they should probably actually be angry at and trying to take down. But, you know, the tools seem to be making him go crazy, so maybe he doesn't even know what he's doing. I don't know. We'll find out. Friendship over. Anyways, that was Odrasol. Now we head to Dagoth-Ur itself, right in the center of the mountain. How we get there, I don't know. Probably flying with our magic pants, as we always do. I know I keep going inside, but I forgot to rest. Oh, god damn it, I accidentally hit the levitate button. Alright, we'll just go anyways. Up the mountain. The highest peak we've ever been in Morrowind. Is that it? This might be it. In the back entrance. Ooh. Something is attacking me. There's something. Probably a button somewhere. Very cool world in this game. Very cool. This must have the door behind it. But there's got to be some sort of button or something. Maybe there's a dungeon before. Oh. Dwarven crank? Hey, there we go. Let's do it before the crank wears off. Alright, we are in Dagoth. Oh.
Friend or trader, come. Come and look upon the heart and a Kulakan. And bring Wraithguard. I have need of it.
Spoken to. I have not been spoken to with a voice in quite some time. A beautiful voice at that.
Come to the heart chamber. I wait for you there where we last met countless ages ago.
This feels like a moment where I need to save Dagoth the lava, the inscriptions, the dwarven piping. Ooh, fucking dungeon. I know I said I was going to take another break from the reading, but this is the last document, and, you know, might as well. That way I can, if I have to make a decision or something at the end. This one's also long, but you know what? This is kind of a lore episode, I guess. We've had ones where we're episodes training and grinding. We've had questing episodes. We've had money episodes where we're just trying to get as much money. Now we're learning some lore. A reading episode. The following documents were prepared by temple scholars, agents of the Inquisition of Lord Vivek. They call him and they do have the weird, like, Sumerian, Akkadian, fucking weird beard things to make him look like that. Anyways. From interrogation of captured sleepers and other six-house cultists, from study of manuscripts written by cultists and victims of dream-induced mania, from interviews with Lord Vivek concerning historical campaigns against Red Mountain, and from broad conjectures and inferences made upon these materials, this is our best estimate of Dagoth Ur's motivations and objectives in this most recent phase of the war upon Morrowind. His war upon Morrowind. Okay, they outline 6 basic objectives. 1. Establish a theocracy in Morrowind based on the worship of the newborn god Akulakan, second Numidium, to be created by Dagoth Ur from the heart of Lorkhan, and a body constructed according to the principles and rituals pioneered by the Dwemer Kagrenak. So they're trying what he did again. And Numidium, from what I have read and heard, is almost like a mech / nuke level weapon. I guess we'll see. I'll talk to Yagrum Bagarn after this, the last living dwarf. Hear what he has to say. Establish the ancient heirs of House Dagoth and the god priest of Akulakan, and the 6th house of Dagoth Ur is the dominant political power in Morrowind. Through charismatic conversion, unite the Dunmer under the guidance of Dagoth Ur to battle against the foreign animals who hold Morrowind in subjection. Note, Dagoth Ur has apparently adopted the views and motivations of the Dwemer High Craft Lord Kagrenak. In effect, he recapitulates the ancient, blasphemous folly of the Dwemer. 2. Expose the false worship of the tribunal and destroy the ecclesiastical authority and political power of the temple. How much the dissident priest or cult of Nervreen may be controlled or influenced by the 6th house in this regard is open to speculation. So he wants to expose the tribunal as false gods. 3. Extirpate. Extirpate. What's the... I'm going to look that up. I've never heard that word before. Extirpate. Like expatriate? Expel? Exterminate? Is it like a combination of those words? Extirpate. Root out and destroy completely. Okay, so exterminate, essentially. I don't know why I use that. Extirpate all remaining individuals of inferior and Mongol races from Morrowind. 4. Drive the Empire from Morrowind. 5. Recover ancient territories stolen by Skyrim and Argonia. 6. Extend the worship of Akula Khan to all nations of Tamriel through subversion and conquest. Those are some bold plans. All right, what are his phases in this? How many phases? 4 phases? All right. A 4-phase plan to establish this. Phase 1. Secure Red Mountain against Tribunal intruders. Deny Tribunal access to the Heart, weakening the temple while securing Red Mountain for the creation of Akula Khan. Keep the construction of Second Numidium a secret. They've mostly succeeded in that until now. Phase 1 might be, you could call it complete in some ways if I didn't show up. Phase 2. Create passive servants in ever-widening circles around Red Mountain by broadcasting compulsions couched in dream imagery to susceptible subjects in their sleep. Establish a major operational base at Kogaroon for further operations in Ash Waste. Establish smaller bases in small port villages and in lower-class waterfront districts in Vivek. Infiltrate and subvert smuggling syndicates. Recruit willing followers from disaffected populations, including the underworld, the poor, and rabid anti-imperial activists. Again, they've mostly done this as well. They'll start dreaming about the guy, and then one day they wake up and their face disappears, and then the next day they wake up and they got a fucking tentacle coming out of it. Phase 3. Expand from smaller bases to other towns and villages and recruit and indoctrinate subjects made susceptible by dream sendings. Occupy abandoned towers and ruins and train corrupted cultists and raiders or regular troops. Identify, discredit, and decimate possible sources of political resistance. They are kind of starting that as well. Phase 4. Use assassination and terror to weaken, distract, and disrupt the legions and the imperial bureaucracy along with their Hlalu sympathizers. Inspire popular uprisings of the native poor against the foreign rich and powerful. Summon sleepers and dreamers to Dagoth to work on Second Numidium. They've... Alright. This seems pretty accurate based off their actions. Inferring Dagoth perspectives. Dagoth thinks on a large time scale, for the most part in the outside of time scale of the divine consciousness. He thinks that only obstacles of mythic scale are worth consideration. He believes he is fated to rule Morrowind, to free Morrowind of the Empire, and to become the new, hard-loving father of Morrowind. Given that perspective, the only opposing forces Dagoth worries about are the Tribunal, the Daedra, the Emperor, and the Incarnate. Unfortunately, I think we are the Incarnate, so it sucks for him. With the Tribunal's loss of Sunder and Keening, and with the diminishing resources of Vivek, Almalexia, and Sothasil, Dagoth believes he has permanently gained a decisive strategic advantage. On a mortal timescale, the battle may last for centuries, but the outcome is not in doubt, and Akula Khan may be a device for dramatically reducing the timescale for a decisive victory. It's like his god. Sorry, I was playing with my Lego fucking tiny Millennium Falcon. I knocked off the satellite dish once again. The myth of dynamic invincibility of the Emperor and Empire has long been an unquantifiable and intimidating threat, but recent rumors of unrest in Cyrodiil, of the Emperor's failing health, and the unsettled questions of secession have diminished the scale of that threat. Sounds familiar. Nonetheless, the revelation that the Nerevarine is a pawn of Imperial intelligence, handpicked and sent to Morrowind by the Emperor himself, may cause Dagoth considerable anxiety. That is true. Others believed it was a myth, but we were, if you remember from the start of the game, sent as an Imperial agent to work with the Imperial Intelligence Services. That is 100% true. He's right on the money with that one. The Daedra represent no coherent obstacle to Dagoth Nonetheless, their personal abilities and their influence upon their fanatic followers is considerable. Their motives and actions obscure, and Dagoth remains concerned about them. OMG, he is Pol Pot. That's what I was saying. Anyways, I'm going to mute it for a second now. Just a quick intermission. And I'm back, everybody. How's it going? How's it going? Yes, he is kind of. He wants to rid the land of the Imperials and just any other foreign race, actually, not just them. I wonder if they'll still keep the Khajiit and the Lizardmen, the Argonians, as slaves, though, or is that also off the table? Anyways. The Incarnate represents Saint Nerevar, a mythic force that has previously defeated Dagoth-Ur, and Dagoth-Ur is obsessed with this threat. At the same time, Dagoth-Ur knew Nerevar personally, knew that he was a mortal man with faults and weaknesses. Dagoth-Ur may have some hope of seducing or negotiating with Nerevar's reincarnation. Further, when Nerevar and the Tribunal defeated Dagoth-Ur, they were strong and allied. Now the Nerevarine Tribunal are weak, opposed, and divided. Therefore, though the Nerevarine and Tribunal represent the most serious threat to Dagoth-Ur's plans, he still has good reason to believe that this time he will prevail. Blech. Time scale of Dagoth-Ur's activities. Before Second Era 882, Dagoth-Ur and his kin lie in dreaming beneath the sills of Red Mountain, so that's when they were dormant. In 882, Second Era, Dagoth-Ur and his Ash Vampire, and we're well into the Third Era at this point, so this is a long time ago. Dagoth-Ur and his Ash Vampires wake refreshed and emerge from Lower Red Mountain into the Heart Chamber. Dagoth-Ur ritually binds himself and his brethren as Heart Wights in a ritual of his own devising. First stages of construction, Second Numidium, conceived during the long sleep, are begun by Heart Wights and Atronach constructs in a chamber near the heart of Lorkin. That might be where we are right now. Keeping Second Numidium project a secret from the Tribunal is a high priority. Also in 882, Tribunal arrive at Red Mountain for their annual ritual bathing in the heart's power. Dagoth-Ur and Ash Vampires ambush them. The Tribunes are driven away, prevented from restoring themselves with Kagranak's tools at the heart of Lorkin. So they might be weakened because of that. Dagoth-Ur are going to be putting those Morrowind residents to work, digging ditches and growing rice. They're digging face ditches. I don't know if you've seen them. The Ash Slaves and Vampires. From 882 to 3. From Second Era 882 to Third Era 417. Again, I don't know what year the Second Era ended. Intermittent Tribunal campaigns assault the Red Mountain. The Tribunal and supporting forces seek to force access to the Heart Chamber, but are repeatedly driven back. Dagoth-Ur recruits sleepers and dreamers through dream sendings. Cultists are recruited through dream compulsion. Weaker cultists become corpus beasts. Stronger cultists advance through stages towards the powers of ascended sleepers. Third Era 400. Kogaroon reoccupied, which we already took that place out, by Dagoth-Uthal and fortified as an advanced base for Sixth House operations. Blight storms more frequent and widespread. Soul sickness spreads in regions close to Red Mountain. Year 410. Sixth House bases found near Narmak and in waterfront areas of Vivek. Sixth House operatives exploit smuggler organizations and communications, spread their influence among victims unbalanced by Dagoth-Ur's dream sendings. Third Era 415, small cells of Sixth House cultists in every town in Vardenfell. Larger Sixth House operations are concealed in remote dungeons where creatures are bred and cultists are trained for the coming struggle. Year 417, Almalexia and Sothasil lose the artifacts Keening and Sunder to Dagoth, Odros, and Vemin. Vivek rescues Almalexia and Sothasil, but failing to recover Keening and Sunder, the Tribunal retreat from Red Mountain in disorder. Surviving buoyant Armiger companions know the Tribunal was forced to retreat, but do not know how serious a reversal the Tribunal has suffered. The three tribunes return to their respective capitals and continue to perform their ritual functions. I don't know where the other two are. I mean, we've met Vivek, obviously, in the city of Vivek, but maybe it's other parts of Morrowind that we don't have access to? I don't know. The tribunes continue to grow weaker without access to the heart, and because of the resources required to support the Ghost Fence. The inner circle of the temple priesthood. The Ghost Fence is kind of lame too, because you just like hop over it if you know levitation magic. Anyways, the inner circle of the tribunal priesthood has begun to suspect tribunes have suffered seriously from wounds and demoralization in the wake of reverses at Red Mountain, but do not recognize the scale of the problem. I got an email. 1 second. It's the email. Every week I hope it's from a female. Okay, it was just a thank you. All right. Cool. All right, sorry about that. (426-27) campaign of 6 house assassinations of prominent Imperial citizens and Lalu Imperial sympathizers. A sudden increase in number and seriousness of attacks by cultists and victims deranged by soul sickness. Noted with concern. Dagoth can apparently perceive and communicate directly through his cultists. That can happen. We've witnessed it. Reported speaking as though Dagoth's voice and intention. Little is known about the feature, scale, or stage of completion of Akulakan, second Numidium. No one has gained entrance to the Heart Chamber since 2E282, 3E417. Keening and Sunder were captured. Substantially aid in Akulakan's construction. Well, we took those back. It is currently... When is it? You cannot rest when enemies are nearby. Let's get back out of here for a second. Oh, it doesn't say. When does... That's a good question, actually. What year does Morrowind take place? Takes place in Third Era 427. Okay, so the end of that. Makes sense. I think near the end of the Third Era. I think the game Oblivion is the end of the Third Era. That event. See? They're digging face ditches. The ash zombies. Spiked club. I am very leveled. This will not be a dead... Another dead adventurer in here already. How do you get here? Gold. I don't have time for Dagoth's nonsense. Oh! Gotta dodge those spells. They're powerful. Oh! Oh! Oh, god damn it. Oh, it's draining me. Just smack him before he can. You gotta get up close and personal. Once you close the distance, you'll probably win against these guys. Dagoth Vanner. Over here. Regular old zombie. I'm gonna use my healing spell. Nope. See, and then they grow these things out of their face. Flesh homunculi. They got Yenis.
Come to me through fire and war. I welcome you.
Indeed. He welcomes me. Inner facility, huh? Save over here. Not the heart chamber, but the inner facility. Basic guy, ash slave.
Welcome, Moon and Star. I have prepared a place for you.
He knows I have the ring. What's this? Demon longbow. Bound longbow when you use it. It's a bow that summons a better bow. Telvanni Dust Adept Helm. That looks cool as hell. But I really like my helmet, so...
Come, bring Wraithguard to the Heart Chamber. Together let us free the cursed false gods.
Cursed false gods. Is he gonna pull the "we're not so different, you and I"? Blood feet shield. We already saw one of those earlier. Restore agility.
Welcome, Nerevar.
Those guys are dangerous because the greater bowmarkers have that attack that drain your strength, which means if it'll just decrease your carry limit and then you'll be over encumbered. Drive the dogs. He's got a cool voice, I'll give him that. Oh. Master's Alembic. I already have Grandmaster levels up to him, or tubes. I'm going to use this repair stuff now. It's always good to get a little better at armor abilities. Repair everything that's not the sword. Ooh, the shield. Okay, that'll do. The even lower facilities. Oh! I do pretty good against wraiths because of my build. Bone Lord. He's got 9 bone dust. That's a lot of bones, Mr. Bone Lord.
Is this how you honor the 6th house and the tribe unmourned? Come to me openly, and not by stealth.
Giga Chad. Dagoth Gilvoth. The Blood Ring. Ooh, what are my rings? Obviously, I'm not going to take off. How many rings can you have on, actually? Where's my Moon and Star? Why do I have Moon and Star equipped? Really? Cast Shield 50. Why would I have the 3rd barrier ring on? There we go. That makes more sense. The other one, cast shield 10 points, lame. The Blood Ring, fortify health, fire shield, resist fire, dispel. I mean, all that. That's all good stuff. They've all got rings of power. Daedric short sword. Natural leather, not very good. Ash statue, lockpicks. Left Gauntlet of the Horny Fist. That's a crazy name. I'll keep it just for that. Gauntlet of the Horny Fists. 25 Dwemer coins. Oh my god, there he is. We've done it. We've made it. Dagoth himself, as far as I know. This is it. I think I'll queue up the adrenaline. Luck of the Emperor first off. The old man gave me his coin for. Emperor guide me in this. Get my adrenaline rush ready.
Star, to this place where destiny is made.
Dagoth, it began here. It will end here. Have you any parting words, or would you prefer to skip the speeches and get to our business? You are the challenger here, after all. So to you goes the courtesy of the first blow. Now that you have come to me here, there can be only one result. But one result. Many times I have considered offering to share this place with you. I considered offering to accept your oath of service. You might try to buy my trust by giving me Wraithguard, Keening, and Sunder. I thought we might once again be friends, comrades, brothers in arms. But I have won this place by power and right of conquest, by right of daring and enterprise. I will not risk it to cunning and deceit. I offer you no deals. If you are my enemy, I cannot trust you. And even if you are not my enemy, I cannot let you live. It will be all decided here. I believe I will prevail, but I cannot be sure, and I am in vain enough that, should I fail, I would wish to be remembered in my own words. So if you have final questions you would ask them now. I have final questions I would ask you, if you would answer. My first question is, are you really Nerevar Revorn? By the grace of gods and fate I am. That is bitter. The gods and fates are cruel. I served you faithfully once, Lord Nerevar, and you repaid me with death. I hope this time it will be you who pays for your faithlessness. My second question. If you win, what do you plan to do with the power of the heart? Will you make yourself a god? Establish a thearchy? Thearchy, is that like a theocracy? Why is there... Whatever. Or will you complete a Kulakan and dispute control of Tamriel with the Septums? Or will you share the heart with your followers, as have I, and breed a new race of divine immortals? Knowing the Sky Baby character and how I have gone about this with the Telvanni and everything, I believe I will make myself a god. We will follow the model of the Tribunal. That is a dull and unenterprising ambition. See what the Tribunal have done. They've sacrificed the honor and dignity of the Dunmer race, and handed over ancient land to the mongrel dogs of the Empire. You may mean well, but you lack vision. You are not worthy of the heart. My final question is, if I had offered to let you join me, would you have surrendered Wraithgod, Sunder, and Keening me to seal your oath? No. Thank you for your forthright response. And now, if you have any questions, ask them. Otherwise, you are the challenger, and I await your first blow. All right. What is your plan? I will continue to draw divine power from the heart and distribute it to my kin and followers. I will continue to broadcast divine power upon the blight winds, that it will touch each soul on Vardenfell, and then more broadly across the waters to the rest of Morrowind and Tamriel. In time, every mortal in Tamriel shall feel the liberating contact with the divine. Okay, I already said that one. Sixth house. I don't really care about the house itself. Sixth house will serve as the elite cadre of our movement. Cultists evolve in various stages of enlightenment. They will become, as suits their abilities, either holy warriors or priests. Their duty is to prepare themselves for service. Their joy and liberation is to enter ever more deeply into the profound enlightenment of the divine dream world. Thearchy is direct rule by God, not by religion worshippers. That's cool, they got a word for that. The Thearchy. What is your plan for the Dunmer people? You will free the Dunmer from the imperial yoke and cast down the false gods of the temple. I will lead them out of their ancient superstitions and gift them with intimate knowledge of the divine. Then perhaps, when Morrowind is once again restored to its ancient glories, it will be time to consider whether Dunmer should cultivate ambitions of empire. How do you justify said crimes? If by my crimes you mean the inevitable suffering and destruction caused by war, then I accept the burden of leadership. The Sixth House cannot be restored without war. Enlightenment cannot grow without the risk of upsetting the tradition-bound and complacent herd. And the mongrel armies of the Empire cannot be expelled from Morrowind without bloodshed. As I have charity and compassion, I grieve. But our mission is just and noble. What happened to the Dwemer? I have no idea what happened to the Dwemer. I have been denied the opportunity to study Wraithgod, and I am not sure how much of Kagranak's lore was invested in his tools, and how much in his own sorcery and mastery. I have long studied Kagranak, and have come to admire his wisdom and craft. Someday, after the campaigns of the Sixth House are secure, I hope to have time to dedicate to this mystery. I see why... I don't see any reason for him to be trying to deceive me still. As this will be the end for either of us. And he's made his intentions clear, and I have mine. Why are you building a I should have said I was going to build a Kulakan. That sounds like even more cool power. Anyways, a Kulakan will serve three purposes. First, it will be the champion of my armies, liberating first Vardenfell, then Morrowind, and then perhaps the rest of Tamriel. Second, it will serve as a sower and cultivator of the divine substance derived from the heart. Champion of the armies, divine substances. 3, it will serve as the prominent banner and symbol of our cause to defy the Empire, to liberate mortals from ancient superstitions, and to glorify our crusade against the gods. I'm finished talking. Defend yourself. Very well. You are the challenger. To the challenger goes the first blow. You said first blow. Yo. What a villain. Even at the end. Alright. Adrenaline rush. Followed by Gothrin's Archmage Gothrin's Cephalopod Helm. Summon my Daedra companion and my own sick-ass helmet. Look at that cool samurai-looking helmet. And now, the final battle. Oh my god, he's not very strong. I definitely overleveled for this. Yes! Was that it? There's no way that was it. That was almost too easy. Quick, before the crank wears off. Oh, he's back.
I'm a god.
Oh, shit.
Kill a god.
Oh.
What a grand and intoxicating innocence.
Grand and
So
intoxicating
naive.
innocence.
There is no escape.
Oh, he's tough.
Call or intervention can work in this place. Come, lay down your weapons. It's not too late for my mercy.
Oh, he's tough. I think we need to get to the heart. Oh, restore health. Get the fuck out of here. How could you kill a god? Unless I destroy his godhood. Over and come. Aw, son of a bitch. Zapped my strength. Fortify my strength. Oh. Okay. I can restore strength later. How could you kill a god? Luckily, I'm the fastest being in the world. Oh, man. The adrenaline rush is still there. It's a fucking parkour puzzle. Classic Morrowind. If you can't fly, fuck you. Well, good thing I can. That's the new medium? Holy shit, look at it. Fucking weapon to surpass Metal Gear. I'm screenshotting that. That's cool. Isn't that right, Dagoth? Wherever you're at? You can put fucking... There's the heart of Lorcan himself. Is it actually linked to Lorcan, or do they just call it that? Oh, he's coming. Oh, he's coming. Oh, I can't read in battle, can I? Alright, restore strength. God, which one do I hit it with first? Oh, Jesus, onto the bridge. You can't read in battle, right? Christ. Okay, alright. We gotta use the hammer. Sunder. I think it's Sunder, then Keening. I have Wraithguard. Sunder or Keening? I think it was Sunder. I have Wraithguard. Oh, and then Keening. It was like you hit it like 3 times or something. Oh, he don't like that. That's good. Oh, I think I did it. Did it? Am I hit it with the hammer again? I need a potion. Give me Sunder. Now give me Keening. Oh. Oh. Oh, there he goes. All that's left is the sick beard. We go further down. It's getting quiet. Combat music's back. The red guards are fast, so I picked them. What now? I'm not in combat, am I? Enemies nearby. Let's switch back to my good sword. And then I'm running low on potions. We will hearth heal. $46. Oh, we've done it. I think that's it. I celebrate. I'm gonna go get some sick ass ramen by the train station. Very, very Asian. And then go to a cafe. The chamber blocked off now? We're gonna have to be more trickery afoot. It ain't over till it's over. A button. Oh, there we go. Dwarven crank. Let's do it before the crank wears off. What's that? I struck it with Sunder, then again with Keening until the enchantment was destroyed. I had to flee for my life. Who's that? Azura?
You no longer bear the burden of prophecy. You have achieved your destiny. You are free. The doomed Duima's folly, Lord Dagoth's temptation, the tribunal's seduction, the god's heart freed, the prophecy fulfilled. All fate sealed and sins redeemed. If you have pity, mourn the lost, but let the weeping cease. The blight is gone, and the sun's golden honey gilds the land. Hail, Savior, Hortator, and Nerevarine. Your people look to you for protection. Monster and villains, great and small, still threaten the people of Vardenfell. Enemies and evils abound, yet indomitable will might rid Morrowind of all its ills. For you, our thanks and blessing, our gift and token given. Come, take this thing from the hand of God.
Take this thing from the hand of God. Azura herself fades away. And yet is a ring. The ring of Azura. Night high and restore fatigue. I can see in the dark. That's cool, I guess. I've done it. It's the main quest. I believe. Dagoth is defeated. We've done a lot of work to get here. The final rush for the heart. The fake out of killing Dagoth. This is the finest of very low budget company about to go out of business 2002 cutscene could offer. Dagoth destroyed. His insane dreams can no longer drive the people of Morrowind to madness as they sleep. Let's get out of here. No more will the dreams be haunted. I can finally rest. How do I get out of here? Stairs? Smiling friends gift thing. I don't really want this. All right. Now, I've beaten Morrowind for all intents and purposes. BlackWolf Hellcat finally beats a game on stream. Now, I have to decide, I've been thinking about it, and I think I will be playing the expansions. The story of Sky Baby, the quest marker, is not over. I've heard they ramp up the difficulty a little more, though I think I'll still just be over leveled. And they have cool premises. The one where you go to the island of Solstheim with you know, the Nords and everything, to adventure there, and then the one where you deal with the Dark Brotherhood, and I think it has to do with the Tribunal Temple as well. I think I'm going to call the stream here. Let's rest for a little bit. Customarily take our helmet off. How do you fit all that hair in there, Sky Baby? Nobody knows. We've been through a lot since the last time I've seen his face. I think I'm going to do some wrapping up in the next stream. Talk to Vivek, talk to Yagrum, do some more with the Telvanni, and then we'll go on. I'll do some research on which expansion to play first, and we'll go from there. That was it. Main quest complete. And with that, the stream is over. I'll see you guys